rules, confirmations, and public elections. We're going to begin with resolutions. RS 2021-1163, sponsors Murphy, Mendez, Allen, and Hurt, recognizes Judge William Higgins for his 50 years of service to Nashville and Davidson County upon the occasion of his retirement. Is there a motion? It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution is recommended. RS 2021-1181, sponsors Mendez, Toombs, Roten, Benedict, Evans, Murphy, Stiles, and others, honors the life of Tennessee Supreme Court Justice Cornelia A. Clark. Is there a motion? It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution is recommended. RS 2021-1182, sponsor Sledge. There is a letter from the sponsor to approve. Honors the life of Trevecca Nazarene University President Dr. Adams. Is there a motion? It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution is recommended. RS 2021-1183, sponsor Swore, Taylor, Johnston, Syracuse, and Hurt, recognizes October as Italian American Heritage Month and celebrating the contributions and achievements of Italian Americans. Is there a motion? It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution is recommended. Now we're going to go on to late items. There's a late resolution by Allen and Welch. A resolution approving an amendment to a homeless management information system capacity building project grant agreement between the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Metropolitan government, acting by and through the Social Services Department to contribute to the national effort to end homelessness. There is a letter from the sponsor for approval. Is there a motion? It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we do. This is basically the file, the grant extension from HUD for our HMIS capacity building. We didn't receive the notification from HUD until Monday, September 20th. They also requested it be signed and returned by September 24th. And this did not allow enough time for it to go through the normal procedure. Metro Legal allowed the mayor to sign off to meet September 24th deadline, with the original grant ending on September 30th and the extension starting October 1st. Social Services would like to have the least amount of gap possible between the two contracts. That's why it's late filed. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Johnston. So there's no objection to the late file? We have another late ordinance. This is an ordinance naming the county clerk's office lobby at the Howard Office Building in honor of Mike Taylor, Chief Deputy Clerk of the Davidson County Clerk's Office. Councilwoman Hurt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I certainly appreciate the Rules Committee reviewing this and approving it. I want to say the reason for well, first of all, Mike Taylor has served this Metro government for 47 years. I think he's probably the longest employee. And, you know, he and Charlie Caldwell were going head up on it. And Mike Taylor is retired. And we were trying to get it done earlier, but his wife had some very serious surgery done. And it was recommended through the physician that we get this done as soon as possible. She is recovering, but we don't want to take any chances for it to be a celebratory occasion for the entire family. So we wanted to ask that we move forward. We were trying to get it in early and didn't realize that it was going to be a couple of days late. So that's the reason why we are asking for the late file.
Thank you, Councilwoman Hurt. Any objections? Councilwoman Murphy. Councilwoman Murphy.
Not an objection, just a question if we know why this isn't going to public facilities. I guess, is it going to be referred there after this since it's an ordinance? Do we have any, Council Lady Hurt, do you have any information on that? We need to do a referral in our motion? Since it's an
No,
ordinance?
I didn't think that we needed to go to public facilities since it's within the department itself and not the total department or a specific facility, but within.
Councilwoman Murphy, are you wanting someone to speak to just the naming of facilities?
Yeah,
Because I know we had some legislation last term.
Yeah, I know we've talked about it a lot. And so while I don't think, like, that was my legislation about changing names, I'm not trying to trigger that. I was just thinking that this, and maybe because this is late, it will be assigned to public facilities next. I just would think that this should go through that committee.
Clerk is in, go ahead, clerk. Wait a minute. No, I think this year. Go ahead.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I'd be happy to check and see what committees that it's referred to, but for today, it is a rule suspension to be introduced, and then it'll be considered on second reading by the committees it's referred to.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure that it went to the right place after us.
Great question, Councilwoman Murphy. Thank you, Councilwoman Hurt.
Thank you, Councilmember Murphy.
There's a late ordinance also by Councilwoman Lee. There is no letter attached. Okay, we'll move on. There's a late amendment to BL 2021 911, sponsor Councilman O'Connell. I believe he may be caught up in another committee. I'm sorry? You want to be on it, Councilwoman Murphy? Okay. I'm gonna turn your mic on, Councilwoman Murphy, for the public.
Thank you. I'll sign on to the amendment because I believe I am a sponsor on this already. I am venturing a guess that this is late because there have been ongoing communications and conversations, and I think this is just adding dates in, so it's not a huge substantive change. And I think that we should just move it forward so we can get the bill in proper form so the community can give us feedback in its proper form. So if y'all will allow us to suspend the rules, it'd be appreciated.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Murphy. Is there any objection? Okay. How am I doing, Councilwoman Johnston? Councilman Rosenberg. Okay, now we're on to elections and confirmations. If there isn't any objection, we're going to move the two candidates for Auditorium Commission appointment and the Director of Metropolitan Department of Finance. We're going to move those to the end of consideration if there's not any objection from the committee. Any objection? Okay, seeing none. Hospital Authority reappointment for Dr. Fagans for a term expiring July 11th, 2026. This is a reappointment. Dr. Fagans, they're going to escort you down. You're in a hot seat right here. No. They changed the format, so you just come on. Yeah. So we know it's been a long time. Thank you for joining us today. Can you briefly tell us why you want to continue to serve?
Currently, I'm the chair of the Hospital Authority Board for Nashville General Hospital, and I would like to continue to serve because of my love for the hospital. I'm a graduate of Meharry Medical College as well. I did my residency at Nashville General Hospital, so it's very important to me that I see the hospital succeed, and I'd like to continue that as a board member.
Any questions? I guess I need a motion right first. Can I get a motion? It's been moved and properly second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Opposed? Dr. Fagans will be reappointed to the Hospital Authority. Thank you, Dr. Fagans, for continuing to serve as oversight for Nashville General Hospital. Thank you so much. How you want them to exit? To the right? Yeah, Dr. Fagans to the right. You can go ahead and get the IDB candidates ready while she's exiting. Yeah, to hell with the floor of the meeting. Next, we have the Industrial Development Board election to fill 3 vacancies for terms expiring August 23rd, 2027. We have Brian Cordova, nominated by Councilmember Sepulveda, Amir Husseini, nominated by Councilmember Suara, Joshua Hastings, nominated by Councilmember Van Rees, Nigel Hodge, nominated by Councilmember Withers, and Quinn Siegel, nominated by Councilmember Cash. If you could have them come down in that order, not all at the same time, just one by one. Thank you, Mr. Cordova, for joining us. Tell us briefly why you seek to serve.
My wife and I moved to Nashville in 2015 and absolutely fell in love with the city. We came back to Nashville in 2017, where I got a chance to work on a few fun projects like Opportunity Now, fundraising, doing some private-public partnership fundraising around that, and then have since sort of stayed active in the community, working on various campaigns and nonprofit opportunities around the city. My wife and I just recently had our first child and bought our first house here in Nashville and are committed long-term to the city. So the opportunity to serve and try and make the city a better place for my family and me is the enticing thing for me. That's why I'm approaching this and asking for your support.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Johnston, I'll take the vote here on each individual one. All right, thank you. Is there a motion? Okay, any discussion? Has it been seconded? Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Thank you so much, Mr. Cordova.
Thank you.
Amir Husseini? And then after we take the vote on this candidate, you can just go ahead and have the next one lined up. Thank you for joining us. Tell us briefly why you seek to serve.
I've been in Nashville for 7.5 years now. We live here. We have our house, a baby. I've been very involved in the economic development aspects of the city's growth, especially focusing on innovation and entrepreneurship. I work closely with I worked with the chamber closely, Vanderbilt's Innovation Center, and I think a lot of the initiatives that we're focusing on in Nashville to attract jobs, I think, will be matched in the future, given a global trend and what's happening in the world, would be matched by a lot of creating our own jobs and dedicating a lot of the resources we have to develop jobs that are of the future. That would definitely require leveraging some of the assets that we have in the city, including properties that are owned by the city, and support that goes along these lines. This is mainly my interest.
You got a thumbs up back there. Okay, is there a motion? It's moved and seconded. You got discussion, Councilman Rosenberg? You were just saying go ahead? All right, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, thank you so much for Mr. Husseini for offering yourself up for service. Thank you. You're like I miss from Wheel of Fortune. What was her name? I am. I was going off of what y'all provided to me. Okay. No, okay. Mr. Haston, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
It's Haston, but...
Haston,
No, you're fine.
okay. Thank you for joining us today. Tell us why you're offering yourself up for service.
Gotcha. Well, thank you, everyone, for your time and service. My name is Josh Haston. My wife and I have lived here for going on 5 years. But before that, I was a public school teacher, and then I was in grad school as an urban planner, and moved to Nashville with dreams of helping the city to begin with, but have recently been most involved in the day-to-day in the affordable housing sector. And so I've worked a lot with Councilmember Van Rees in her district, building over 600 units in the past 3 years in her district. And apart from that, I've also sat on boards or spoken with boards and structured pilots and bond issuances and parts of the functions of what is this board in other jurisdictions across the South in my work. So I come to this board trying to both be a service, but also to help make sure that we're structuring deals properly, to make sure that we're building tools for our community, and to make sure that we're furthering affordable housing initiatives beyond just providing bond issuances for jobs and corporations, but we're looking out for the small people that have made the city great. So, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Is there a motion? It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Hodge, for joining us. Let you get settled. You settled?
I'm settled.
I just jumped right in there, didn't I?
That's all right. That's how you are.
This is a reappointment for you. Tell us why you're seeking to continue to serve.
Yes, first of all, thank you, Chair Vercher. Thank you, members of the council. I'm currently serve as chair of the Industrial Development Board, and as part of this reappointment, I thought a lot about being before you 6 years ago. Actually tried to wear the same suit that I wore before you 6 years ago and realized it didn't fit, but but that's okay. A lot has changed in 6 years. When I came before you 6 years ago, I had 2 children. Now I have 3, 2 of which are enrolled in Metro Public Schools. And first, I'd like to kind of tell you briefly about my story and then tell you about my service on the Industrial Development Board. To understand my story, understand that I'm a Nashville native. I grew up in public schools. I graduated from Hume Fogg right down the street. And I thought a lot about one of my teachers, Mrs. Robinson, who was my senior year AP economics teacher. And she took a huge interest in me. It was my favorite class that I've ever taken. And I thought about, as we continue to grow and try to grow smartly as a city, we need to make sure that all of our students, no matter how much money they make, no matter where they live, no matter their race, their gender, that we afford all of our students a quality public education. And that's a huge reason why I enjoy serving on this board, because when we use tax incentives wisely and we increase property tax revenue, that's money that can go to quality education for all of our students, but certainly to ensure that we continue to have quality teachers like Mrs. Robinson. I'll also share this very briefly. Obviously, I have a background in corporate real estate and a real estate investor as well, so that's certainly a unique skill set that I bring to the board, as a lot of our deals involve real estate. But I also spent over 10 years teaching adult education part-time. And in those 10 years, I taught students GED, many of them adults, many of them needed a second chance, and also taught English as a second language. As I thought about this today, I thought about one of my students that I had who had migrated here from Iraq. He was one of my first students that I taught in GED. He went on to do great things. I ran into him at the library several years ago, and he said, "Mr. Hodge." And if you're a teacher, you know whenever you hear someone say your last name, it's probably one of your former students. And we embraced, but what was really remarkable is that he came here, didn't know English, at the time was enrolled in school at MTSU, but he was actually volunteering at the library, helping other students prepare for their GED. And hopefully I had played some small role in that. So again, when you vote for me, hopefully this evening, you're voting someone that certainly has corporate real estate experience, but also someone that takes these decisions very seriously and considers everyone. And then lastly, again, I'll just speak to you about my service on the board, and then I will certainly stop and take any questions. Again, I was elected 6 years ago. During my service before I even joined the Industrial Development Board, I took the time to actually go to an Industrial Development Board meeting. I took the time to speak to Industrial Development Board members to find out what exactly it is that the IDB does. And again, I attribute that to the teachers like Mrs. Robinson that taught me to always be prepared. Since I've been on the board, I've served as vice chair for several years and was recently elected chair by my peers. And for me, that's a huge honor that my peers elected me chair. That means a lot to me. But part of it is because I'm very dedicated and devoted to the board. In 6 years, I've attended all but 2 meetings. And so I think that, again, says a lot. And during my tenure, I've certainly supported lots of affordable housing projects, as well as small business incentive grants as well. So with that said, I hope that gives you some insight on why I would like to continue to serve. And with that, I humbly ask for your support, and thank you all for your time today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hodge. Is there any questions from the committee? Seeing none, can I get a motion? It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Opposed? All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Hodge, for offering yourself up for service again.
Thank you, Chair Vercher.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ms. Siegel, for joining us again. And if you can tell us briefly why you're seeking reappointment to serve on the IDB board.
Thank you so much. I have been serving on the board now for about 3 years. I filled a partial spot. It was supposed to be 6 years, and somebody had to step away. And so there was a 3-year term left, and I was appointed to that term. So I've been on the IDB for 3 years, and I'm here tonight seeking reappointment for a few reasons. First, I'm a Nashville native. I grew up in Creve Hall in a ranch house over there with a nice big yard next to a farm, and spent my days kind of wandering around the hills of Nashville on a bike back when you could do that. And my family at that time owned what was a very small business here in town. And so I grew up kind of tied to Nashville small business, Nashville trades, because my daddy owned a glass company, And I knew how important it was to have good jobs. He paid fair living, good wages at a time when you couldn't always get that. And it was always really important to me to make sure that in anything I did that I saw the sort of fairness that he demonstrated. And I also, sort of growing up here, watched it change from a place where there were hills and grass and city streets that you could kind of wander all day long to the big city that it is today. And in that growth, we have seen really great things, and we have seen some people left behind. And so one of the reasons I got interested in the Industrial Development Board was because I wanted to be more tied into that growth and to help make sure that we were getting good growth and smart growth, and that we weren't leaving people behind when we could kind of prop up everybody in ways. I also happen to be an attorney. I've been an attorney for 15 years, and during that time I have practiced public and private finance and real estate almost exclusively. And so I'm really familiar with the actual substance of what comes before the Industrial Development Board. I work on development deals, finance deals, TIF deals, pilot deals, in many jurisdictions all over the country every day. And I do it because I love it. You might say that I'm a little dorky about it. I get really, really excited about incentive policy and finance policy and tax policy and real estate. And so the Industrial Development Board is just personally really appealing to me in that sense. I have used my knowledge on the IDB to do things that I think are really important. I have pushed consistently for more transparency from the board itself to make sure that anybody who wants access to documents that are before the IDB or wants information about deals before the IDB has those, because I believe that as a community, we are better when we are talking about the actual substance of the deals and not whether or not we know what's in the deals. We should always know what's in the deals and be able to talk about whether or not that's good for Nashville. I've also worked really hard to dig into the companies before the board to make sure that what they are telling us is correct, that they are giving good jobs and providing those good wages that we need, and that they're reaching out to communities that maybe don't know about those jobs, that they are engaging in job training, and that they're paying living wages to people, and that they're reporting to us what we want to know as a community, what this council has said it wants to see in the Do Better bill. And even when deals like Oracle come before the board that aren't subject to Do Better, I have pushed to try to find out those same details. Even though companies don't have to tell them to us, we can still ask and we can still demand that they tell us in order to move their agendas forward. So that's why I'm here today. I like what the board does. I'm really invested in Nashville, and I want to keep doing what I've done to promote transparency and to promote good, smart growth in this city. And I would welcome any questions that anybody has.
Thank you so much, Ms. Siegel. Your passion comes through. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Thank you so much, Ms. Siegel, for offering yourself up again to serve the city. Now we're moving on to Mechanical, Plumbing, and Electrical Examiners Appeals Board. Appointment of Mr. Terry Atwood for a term expiring September 21st, 2023. That questionnaire was not received by September 30th at noon. Okay. Also, Mechanical, Plumbing, and Electrical Examiners Appeals Board appointment of Mr. Mark Bandy for a term expiring September 21st, 2024. That he's withdrawn. Okay, Mechanical, Plumbing, and Electrical Examiners Appeals Board appointment of Mr. Thomas Greer. That's you, Mr. Thomas Greer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, third time is a charm. For a term expiring September 21st, 2023. Tell us briefly why you're offering yourself up for service.
I previously have been on the Electrical Appeals Board before and was asked again. I was born and raised here, and I just feel like I ought to give some. Okay, so can you hear me? I'm sorry. I previously have been on the Electrical Appeals Board. They asked if I wanted to get on the new board. I was born and raised here, and feel like, you know, it's my obligation to be on the board.
Okay, any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Seeing none. Thank you so much, Mr. Greer, for offering yourself up again to serve the city. Just making sure we haven't lost our committee members. Oh, there you go. I'll see you, Ms. Murphy. Now we have Councilwoman Lee that's joined us too. And Councilwoman Evans as well. Just keep them coming. This requesting a deferral? Okay, Mr. Krantz. Okay. So we have mechanical, plumbing, and electrical examiner's appeal appointment. Mr. Weston, he's requested a deferral, so we won't consider him. We have medical, plumbing, and electrical examiner's appeals board appointment of Mr. Tommy Krantz for a term expiring September 21st, 2023. Mr. Krantz, if you could tell us briefly why you're offering yourself up to serve.
I was asked to be on the board. That's why.
I think you said, didn't you say that last time?
I'm being straight up.
Yeah.
I've been in the plumbing business. It's a family plumbing company. My dad started in '78. I've been in it now for 36 years. My kids are growing up into the business now. Other than that, I know plumbing.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Seeing none, we got a motion, a second. All in favor? Thank you so much, Mr. Krantz, for offering yourself up to serve the city. You want me to call on you now? Wait a minute, that's Jenny. Hold on. Y'all, this is different since when I chaired, it wasn't this fancy, so that the audience knows this. So we got technology, and I can't work the technology, but I can work the old system. Go ahead, Councilwoman
I know
Murphy.
it needs to show the aisle down the middle.
Yeah,
That would be super
yeah.
helpful up there. I just wanted to take a moment. I am working with the administration to confirm. If y'all recall, this is a board that was created, consolidated from other boards, and there was an amendment that went on there by Councilman Cash and myself, guaranteeing that the carryover of union seats and union representation was still on this board. Right now, we're checking. I was under, my memory is faded of whether it was 3 union members or 4 union members. I've asked the administration to look that up because right now we do have 3 union appointees in front of us. But I just wanted to go ahead and share that, and hopefully we can get that information confirmed to us before the end of this committee, if not by the floor, because I think that's important for our committee to remember and consider as we move forward.
I can't
Thank you,
remember
Chair.
either, Councilwoman. I just know it's 9 members. I can't remember either.
Yeah, so it is 3. Okay, so it is 3. They have the requirement. Thank you for indulging me.
Thank you, Pro Tem. I like this committee. This committee is fluid. You're Morgan? Okay, we have Mechanical, Plumbing, and Electrical Examiners Appeals Board appointment of Miss Morgan Miller Wallace for a term expiring September 21st, 2025. Tell us briefly why you're offering yourself up to serve the city.
Well, thank you for having me this evening. As previously stated, my name is Morgan Miller Wallace. I've been in Nashville since 2008. I've been in the architecture and construction industry ever since then. Have done some projects here in the Nashville area I'm very proud of and want to continue to help the city grow and be part of decision-making and processes to help also innovate design or create new ways of doing design, installation, construction, execution here in the city of Nashville, and consider this to be my home, and want to continue to see this this great city expand.
Great job. Any questions? Seeing none, is there a motion? And a second. No discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Dave got me up here cracking up, Courtney. So I promise you I'm trying to stay on track. He's distracting me. Thank you so much, Ms. Miller-Wallace, for offering yourself up to serve this great city. Thank you so much. Mr. Pezzi? Yes. Okay. This is the Mechanical, Plumbing, and Electrical Examiners Appeals Board appointment of Mr. Anthony Pezzi for a term expiring September 21st, 2024. Just tell us briefly why you're offering yourself up to serve the city, Mr. Pezzi.
Okay, can everybody hear me? So as an engineer, I've been working for 25 years, and my mentor was Ralph Parsons. He was on the board. He recommended that I offer my services. I know, as having worked for 25 years in this industry, having an appeals board is a very important thing for us to have, so I support it.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Seeing none, a motion? Moved and seconded. No discussion. All in favor? Oh, opposed? All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Pezzi, for offering yourself up to the city. You, Mr. Porter? Okay. Yeah, I think we got the flow down now. This is Mechanical, Plumbing, and Electrical Examiners Appeals Board appointment of Mr. Michael Porter for a term expiring September 21st, 2023. Mr. Porter, briefly tell us why you want to offer yourself up to the city.
Certainly. Regardless of who a building belongs to, if it's properly built, it's an asset to a community. A properly built building is safe, and it preserves life and surrounding properties. This particular position requires knowledge of the code, and I was formerly a mechanical inspector for the city of Nashville. I'm currently a mechanical engineer with I.C. Thomason. I grew up a mechanical contractor, and I have 2 previous appointments to this board. So I feel like I'm qualified to help make the decisions required to execute this function.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Seeing none, a motion? Oh, Councilwoman Lee? Oh, okay. And second. All right. No discussion, no one opposing, all in favor? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Porter. Here comes trouble. Yeah. It's the best for last. You're Brian, I gather.
I am.
Okay.
I am. Yep.
I'll let you get settled. This is the Mechanical, Plumbing, and Electrical Examiners Appeal Board appointment of Mr. Brian Yunker for a term expiring September 21st, 2024. Mr. Yunker, just tell us briefly why you're offering yourself up to serve this great city.
The money's good. Well, I'm a union representative of the plumbers and pipe fitters local. I've been in the plumbing industry for over 20 years. I'm a 4th generation plumber. I've taught codes classes and other sorts up at the apprenticeship. So I believe I'm a pretty good candidate. Wide knowledge of plumbing. So.
All right, thank you so much. Any questions? Is there a motion? And seconded? No one opposing? All in favor? Thank you so much, Mr. Yunker. Your continued service to the city. Who we have? Yeah, that's what I have. Yeah, and then we got to come back to the other two. So we're gonna do her, and then we'll come back to her, and then we got to do the Director of Finance. Yep, okay. Ms. Sansom, you can come on down. We were just getting the logistics correct, making sure we're reading off the same documentation. As we bumped some people. You didn't get bumped though. You were here early. This is the Procurement Standards Board appointment of Ms. Kim Satsom for a term expiring July 20th, 2024. Ms. Sampson, can you briefly tell us why you're offering yourself up to serve this great city?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to be a voice for labor. I am a International Brotherhood of Electrical Worker. I've been a member for 25 years. I serve as the current president of the local. I have communications with contractors and our workers that we send out. I want to make sure that they go home safe, and I want to make sure that Metro knows that they need to go home safe also.
Perfect. Any questions? Seeing none. No oppositions? Great. A motion? Seconded? All in favor? All right.
Appreciate it.
I called it out of order so we can move along. Thank you so much. Now we're on to Tourism and Convention Commission for the reappointment. Come on down, Miss Leclaire. No, you're fine. We're here to serve you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. This is the Tourism and Convention Commission reappointment of Ms. Lisa Leclaire for a term expiring June 30th, 2024. Ms. Leclaire, briefly tell us why you're offering yourself up to serve the city again.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to serve for whatever the term has been. It seems like it just started, and here we are re-upping. I've been in the hospitality industry for over 30 years here in Nashville, Tennessee, and it is a labor of love. We've had a rough few years here, and I was on this commission when things were going really well, and then through the tough parts here, and excited to be able to serve for an additional term. It would be an honor.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Seeing none. Is there a motion? A second? No discuss. Lee? That's okay. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you so much, Ms. Leclaire. Thank you so much. Now we're back to the Auditorium Commission appointments that we had bumped earlier. I believe we have Mr. Foster coming down. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Auditorium Commission appointment of Mr. Fletcher Foster for a term expiring June 30th, 2024. Mr. Foster, briefly tell us why you're seeking to serve the city.
Good evening. It's good to be here this evening. I am a 25-year-old Nashville, Davidson County resident, and I just recently termed out of the Tourism and Visitors Commission and enjoyed that process very much, and so would love to be a part of the Auditorium, Metropolitan Auditorium Commission and Committee, and know that what a historic and wonderful building that has, not only within this community but across the country.
Thank you so much. Any questions from the committee members? Seeing none, is there a motion? We got a second. All in favor? No opposition. Thank you so much, Mr. Foster.
Thank you.
Next up is a consideration for Mr. Jerry Pentecos. You're Mr. Pentecos, you're Jerry? Okay, thank you for joining us. Go ahead and have a seat. This is the Auditorium Commission appointment of Mr. Jerry Pentecos for a term expiring June 30th, 2024. Mr. Pentecos, tell us briefly why you're seeking to serve the city.
I feel like I offer a unique skill set as far as being a Nashvilleian, being born at Baptist Hospital, and living here or the surrounding area my entire life. And I've spent a crazy, unnecessarily ridiculous amount of time downtown. So I have a lot of passion for it, and some of the ideas that take place, and I don't know, I feel like I could help. So.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Seeing none, is there a motion and a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Thank you. Opposed? None. Thank you so much, Mr. Pentecost. Now we're on to one of the most important confirmations that this committee will more likely do for this particular term. If we could have Ms. Kelly Flannery. Ms. Flannery, thank you so much for joining us. This is the Director of Metropolitan Department of Finance appointment of Ms. Kelly Flannery in accordance with Metropolitan Charter Section 8.102. Ms. Flannery, if you can just briefly tell us why you're seeking to serve the city.
Sure, thanks for taking the time to meet with me today. I just want to tell you an anecdote. The woman in the back that's ushering people in just said, I've only seen her do firing squad once, so hopefully I'm not number two. But yeah, thanks for the opportunity, if elected or confirmed.
Confirmed.
Yeah. You know, I come from a family of service. I remember as a toddler doing Meals on Wheels with my grandmother. And my other passion in life is finance. So selfishly, this job would afford me the opportunity to do both the things that I enjoy the most. So I look forward to serving the city if confirmed.
Thank you so much, Ms. Flannery. Are there any questions for committee members? Councilwoman Murphy.
Can you, I mean, I know that we have your resume in front of us, but can you tell us a little bit more about your background and how your experience is relevant for not just our committee decision, but for the viewing audience as well?
Sure. So I have been in public finance for 25 years. So I started off in the private sector, reading official statements, which are bond documents, and comprehensive annual financial reports every single day for 5 years. And then at one point I wondered, why do governments do this? And how do they make that decision-making process? So I went back and got my master's in public administration and still didn't really know the answer. So I decided the only way to find out was to get in government and figure out why people were making the decisions they made. So I took that experience and went to the city of Chicago and started off in their finance department. I started on the October 1st, 2008, which, if we all remember, is when the markets collapsed. So it was an interesting time to start a finance career in the government sector. But I did that for 12 years. And then served under Rahm Emanuel and Mayor Daley. When Mayor Emanuel announced he wasn't running again, it became an opportunity to try and figure out what was next for me. And my family lives in Charlotte, and I had been in Charlotte, so they were looking for a CFO. So luckily they had me, so I went there and served for about 2.5 years. Got through 18 months of a pandemic and civil unrest and fuel shortages, and at the end of that experience just kind of took a moment and said, well, what's next for me? You know, we've gotten through all these challenges. What's the next big thing? And Nashville was looking, and I think using my experience from both Chicago, which is a more distressed community, as well as Charlotte, which is exceptionally AAA rated city, I think I can use both those resources to kind of come up with a long-term financial health strategy for the city.
Councilwoman Murphy.
I'm good. I think that sounds like an excellent way to bring yourself to Nashville. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Murphy. Any additional questions from committee members or council members? Okay, seeing none, there's a motion and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, thank you so much, Ms. Flannery, for serving this city. Okay. Councilwoman Lee, we had bumped your late file.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so very much.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, yes, your late file, Councilwoman Lee.
Yes, ma'am. This is a church that we were working with that wants to expand, and it wants to put some areas where it may even, its building, to be able to get some businesses in the top of the building.
Okay.
Okay, I guess y'all don't need to hear the explanation of why.
Why was it late file, Councilwoman Lee?
It was because we were working with some of the Metro, and I think Matt wants to answer that, if I may.
It's being late filed because I forgot to push the button in Legistar to make it fileable until after the deadline. So it's my fault, staff error.
Okay. Late file due to staff error. Anything additional you want to add, Councilwoman Lee?
Evidently not.
Okay. Any objections? Okay, seeing none.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Councilwoman Lee. We also have a proposed amendment to Rules of Procedure, Rule 14. Councilwoman Johnston, I believe that was yours, about the certification of funds from the Director of Finance, certification of availability of funds.
Perfect. Thank you, Chair. Yes, we found ourselves in a little bit of a situation about a month ago where we did not have a finance director and we did not have an interim that was named. And so I saw an opportunity to make a rule change that I did later confirm through Metro Legal that does match up with the charter to allow for a divisional director of the finance department to certify funds in case that position was vacant. So I would hope for your support on that because I know Councilman Mendez disagrees. But Metro Legal is saying that it does. I do think that we have an opportunity to make a charter amendment in order to limit the amount of time that that position can be vacant. That's another story, but this in particular is in the case that we do have a vacant position, that we do have someone that can verify funds for appropriations that are needed at that time.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Johnston. Is there a motion? For it to be proper, let's let someone else move it. It's moved and seconded. Any discussion on the proposed amendment to Rule 14? And this is the certification of availability of funds by the Director of Finance. Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, it'd be recommended by the committee. And with that, we are, Councilwoman Johnson, is there anything else? And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you so much.